Chapter 21. Second Contact.
Getting the second appointment with VITO is a lot like dating. Whatever happens or doesn't before, during, and after your first date is going to have a serious impact on your chances for getting the second date. What you're about to learn will up your chances of getting that all-important second appointment with VITO. Whenever you hear the word appointment in this chapter, understand that I mean either a telephone or in-person appointment. You may be one of those salespeople who do virtually all of your selling over the phone or through other virtual communications media. If that's the case, you'll find that the tactics I share with you here can be adapted very easily into your world. Some words of warning. If you've been listening to all the material in this book but not actually doing any of the activities, I'm afraid what follows won't be of much help to you. Ditto if you have already stumbled upon VITO by some other method other than the ones I've shared with you, and now are looking for a quick fix that will get you back on VITO's radar screen. To get my entire program to work, you've got to work the entire program.
Before you reach out to VITO for the very first time,
I'm assuming that you know VITO's industry, know what hard dollar value and soft dollar value you can deliver, know how you've delivered it to others in VITO's industry, know or suspect what the value to this VITO might be, know how to articulate the first 4 items I just shared with you in a way that VITO can easily understand. All of what I've shared with you thus far has been designed to put you in the unique position of nodding your head yes as you listen to the list above. If you're missing one or more of the items on the list you just heard, then you're not yet ready for this chapter. So go back and fill in the blanks, and then come back right to this point so you could take advantage of what you're about to hear. Once you're up to speed on all of that, it becomes your responsibility to use the internet, your own organization's marketing materials and research, and your own contacts to figure out your own best guess answers to the following 3 questions.
Number 1. What are the 3 biggest challenges this VITO's industry is facing? If you can snag a real or virtual copy of the trade magazine that covers your target VITO's industry, you'll have the answer to this in about 5 minutes. Number 2. Who is currently working with companies like VITO Incorporated to address these challenges and opportunities? Check out the ads in the trade magazine. Most likely, it's someone you compete with. Go to that company's website and look at their customer success stories and testimonials. Number 3. How do you stack up against those outfits? Point for point, what are the major differences between you and your competition? How did those differences impact the industry that this VITO is in? And what do you have that your competition doesn't have that may be important to this VITO?
If you've got good answers to all of the questions you just heard, you're well positioned to set up a second appointment with VITO. If you don't, you're not.
What do you want? Whether you heard VITO say it out loud or not, VITO will almost certainly want to know the answer to this question.
What do you want? Before reaching out to VITO, you can set yourself up for the second appointment by asking yourself these questions. When the answer to all 4 of these questions line up, guess what? You've got a good possible outcome for your first appointment and a good reason for your second appointment. By the way, that last question is critical. On the last sale you closed that was higher than the average in value and faster than the average in closing, what did you do? Did you ask for and receive any specific information that was critical for you to put together a proposal? Did you do a demo or presentation of any kind? Whatever you did, is it possible you can do it again with this VITO?
VITO Rule number 29. Know what you want from the meeting. The must-do list for your first appointment. What follows is a non-negotiable must-do list for your first telephone or in-person contact with VITO.
Sure, there will be other activities and ingredients, but omitting or glossing over any of these items will dramatically lessen your chance of getting a second appointment.
Must-do items that apply to both telephone and in-person contacts.
Be specific. VITO divides salespeople into two groups, those who use weasel words and those who don't. Be sure you land in the right group. Speak with VITO. Never talk to VITO. Speaking means that you have VITO's purpose and results in mind. Give VITO choices, as in, would you like to discuss 4 proven ideas to increase margins over the next 120 days, or is there something else that's more important to you by the end of this week? Follow VITO's lead. Don't try to take over the meeting or impose your agenda. Be prepared to shift course and dig deeper when you hear VITO say things like, we have more important issues to be concerned about, or we'll take a look at what you're offering after the second quarter, or what would you be able to do if we, or is it possible to, or finally, how could we? No F words. Stay away from features, functions, or facts that are of no interest to VITO and are unfamiliar to VITO. Remember, you will be shunted to the person who you sound the most like. No long, drawn-out monologues. If VITO isn't participating in the dialogue with you, there's a problem. You could say something like, I feel like I'm talking too much. What's your take on what we've just covered? My rule of thumb is that if I'm speaking to VITO for 60 straight seconds, I've been speaking 50 seconds too long. Honor the clock no matter what. Stick to any prearranged time limit. If none has been established, then offer one or ask, how much time would you like to invest in this conversation? When asked, say how much it's going to cost. Count on this. Early on in the conversation with VITO, they're more likely to ask you, in no uncertain terms, what it's likely to cost to begin a relationship with you. Have your answer ready. Make sure it contains real numbers that are easy to understand, and be ready to deliver it in less than 10 seconds. If you still need more information to create a quote for VITO, say something like this. On similar projects, the investments have ranged from $100,000 to $350,000. We'll need to talk to some of your people to figure out where your project is going to fall on that scale. Here again, I've made those numbers up, but you know what your specific numbers are for the products, services, and solutions that you sell. Create mutual accountability. Specifically, never do anything for VITO without getting some type of commitment or action in return. For instance, if you're going to do an analysis, and that analysis is going to take considerable work and resources, then you are within your rights to ask VITO to agree to do something specific with that analysis within a specific period of time. Not only are you within your rights on this point, your equal business stature depends on your ability to ask VITO to be accountable. For example, you could say something like, Ms. Importanta, my team of experts will complete their initial studies by the end of the week, which means on Monday, your CFO and COO will be able to confirm our deliverables. Would you make them available to my team for 2 hours no later than Wednesday, with a brief meeting with you for no more than 20 minutes immediately thereafter? Ask VITO what should happen next. Never end your first appointment without a firm plan and a clear commitment for mutual action items. Good questions for securing mutual accountability at the end of the first appointment include,
how should we move forward between now and March 1st? How can we help with any specifics? What would you like me and your COO to do between now and the end of next week?
If you've qualified the opportunity and if VITO has orders for you, click your heels, salute, and make an entry in your calendar and get to work. If VITO simply asks you, what should happen next, then share your desired outcome.
Once you get the commitment for your second appointment,
Always send a personalized hand-signed thank you note to both Vito and Tommy. Your conversation with Vito is much more likely to go in-depth during your second appointment. Send a personalized hand-signed thank you note to both Vito and Tommy. We've reached the end of this audiobook. If you want to get on the fast track and get all those C-suite appointments you've worked hard for and deserve so you could sell more faster and crush your quota in the process, then all you need to do is go to our site, VITOSalesTraining.com. Click on the Take Action tab, scroll down till you see the VITO University logo, and check it out. And in the meantime, have yourself a masterful rest of the day. Bye-bye.